Kevin Gates just called older women washed up, and the internet is going wild. But what he really means will shock you. Watch closely, because this story is way deeper than just age. Kevin Gates once remarked that the older you get, the more wisdom you gain, a statement that, in 2025, seems particularly resonant. This year has been marked by a whirlwind of personal drama, public scrutiny, and romantic developments for the rapper, whose life offstage often generates as much attention as his music. Gates' journey this year began with a particularly unusual chapter, a brief, legally questionable marriage to Brittany Renner. Reports suggest the union may not have been officially recognized under law, creating immediate confusion and curiosity among fans and media alike. The story didn't end there. Shortly after, Brittany allegedly ended the relationship, leaving Gates in an even more complex personal situation. To further complicate matters, Gates' legal wife Drea Gates also finalized her divorce, signaling the end of yet another chapter in his romantic life. This series of events, packed into a relatively short period, painted a picture of turbulence, uncertainty, and emotional upheaval, prompting many to question what drove these relationship shifts and what they reveal about Gates' approach to love, commitment, and partnership. Amid the chaos, Kevin Gates didn't retreat from his personal life or romantic pursuits. Instead, he embarked on a new relationship with Galini Tejada, a woman 13 years his junior. For followers of Gates' career and personal life, this choice might not be entirely surprising. Over the years, Gates has exhibited a consistent pattern in his dating preferences, often gravitating toward light-skinned, mixed-race women with a particular youthful aesthetic. Galini fits this mold, continuing a pattern that fans and commentators alike have noted in previous relationships. However, there are notable distinctions in this relationship that merit closer examination. Unlike his past partners, Galini's appearance is strikingly youthful, even when compared to Brittany Renner or Drea Gates, highlighting a clear divergence from Gates' previous choices in how he presents himself in romantic contexts. This difference has sparked conversation not only about age and aesthetics, but also about the broader implications of power dynamics, attraction, and personal preference in Gates' relationships. The relationship between Gates and Galini has been particularly visible online. The couple has actively created content together, sharing glimpses of their daily interactions, playful moments, and collaborative endeavors with fans. These public displays serve multiple purposes. They offer a window into the dynamics of their relationship, they cultivate public interest, and they reinforce Gates' image as both a successful artist and a man navigating complex romantic terrain. Fans consuming this content can see more than surface-level attraction. They observe the nuances of communication, mutual humor, and shared energy that characterize the couple's interactions. In a culture where celebrity relationships are often sensationalized or misunderstood, these online snippets provide both clarity and fodder for speculation, prompting discussions about maturity, compatibility, and the influence of age differences on romantic relationships. Examining Gates' pattern of preference and romantic behavior reveals deeper insights into the intersection of attraction, personal choice, and cultural perception. Gates' inclination toward younger women, particularly those who align with a specific aesthetic, reflects a combination of personal taste, cultural influences, and perhaps deeper psychological patterns. Some observers interpret this preference as aligning with a broader trend seen among male celebrities, where age differences are accentuated by power dynamics, career status, and social visibility. Others see it as a reflection of individual taste and personal chemistry, noting that attraction is complex and influenced by numerous factors, from personality to shared interests. In Gates' case, the consistent pattern across relationships highlights the predictability of his preferences, while the variation in the youthful presentation of Galini suggests an ongoing evolution or refinement of his romantic criteria. The public reaction to Gates' relationship with Galini has been multifaceted. On social media, fans and critics alike have weighed in on the age difference, the aesthetic similarities with past partners, and the implications of his dating choices. Supporters argue that Gates, as an adult with autonomy, is entitled to pursue relationships that align with his personal preferences. Critics, however, question the ethics, power dynamics, and cultural messages conveyed by these choices, particularly when contrasted with his past relationships and public statements. This discourse extends beyond Gates himself, sparking broader conversations about age, attraction, gender norms, and societal expectations within the context of celebrity culture. The debates reflect the way personal decisions by public figures are often scrutinized, interpreted, and used as a lens through which larger cultural narratives are examined, beyond the specifics of age and appearance. Gates' romantic trajectory in 2025 raises questions about stability, commitment, and relational patterns. Observers have noted that his history of relationships, characterized by rapid shifts and high-profile breakups, may indicate underlying tendencies in communication, conflict resolution, and attachment. While it is impossible to fully assess private dynamics from the outside, patterns such as Gates' quick movement from one relationship to another, his active online engagement with romantic partners, and the repetition of aesthetic and personality preferences suggest a combination of personal agency and recurring relational habits. Understanding these patterns offers insight not only into Gates' personal life but also into broader questions about celebrity relationships, public persona management, and the interplay between private choices and public scrutiny. Additionally, the age difference between Gates and Galini opens a window into societal attitudes about age, power, and gender. Relationships featuring significant age gaps often draw disproportionate attention, reflecting cultural anxieties about fairness, influence, and exploitation. In Gates' case, the age difference has prompted conversations not only about attraction and preference but also about generational dynamics, autonomy, and respect within romantic partnerships. Fans and critics dissect the implications of the age gap, debating whether it reflects genuine connection, strategic social positioning, or a mix of both. Such discussions underscore the complexity of evaluating relationships in a public sphere, where personal choice intersects with social norms and cultural expectations. Moreover, Gates' ongoing visibility as an artist adds another layer of complexity to the relationship. His public persona shaped by music, social media, interviews, and personal statements intersects with his romantic life in ways that amplify scrutiny and influence perception. Each action, from posting videos with Galini to commenting on past relationships, contributes to a narrative that fans, media outlets, and cultural commentators engage with and interpret. In this sense, Gates' romantic choices function not only as private matters but also as components of a broader public narrative, shaping his reputation, brand, and cultural influence. It is also important to recognize the agency of Galini Tejada within this dynamic. While public attention often centers on Gates, her visibility, participation in content creation, and public responses indicate her active role in the relationship. Observers note that she engages with fans, contributes to shared narratives, and asserts her presence in a space where celebrity dynamics can overshadow individual agency. This highlights the evolving nature of celebrity relationships in the digital age, where partners are not only subjects of public interest but also participants in shaping their shared narratives and negotiating visibility, identity, and influence. In sum, Kevin Gates' romantic journey in 2025, marked by legal complications, divorce, and a new high-profile relationship, offers a complex portrait of a celebrity navigating love, public scrutiny, and personal preference. His relationship with Galini Tejada exemplifies recurring patterns in attraction, aesthetics, and public engagement, while also highlighting unique dynamics influenced by age, personality, and cultural perception. As fans and commentators observe, analyze, and debate, the narrative underscores broader questions about relationships in the spotlight. The balance between personal choice and public expectation, the role of age and preference, and the interplay between private life and public persona. Gates 2025 serves as a case study in celebrity romance, offering lessons about human behavior, attraction, and the complexities of love in a world where every choice is magnified, shared, and scrutinized. Ultimately, Gates' year is a reminder that celebrity relationships, while often sensationalized, reflect real patterns of preference, personality, and relational strategy. His actions invite discussion, reflection, and analysis not only about his individual choices but also about broader social dynamics, cultural expectations, and the ways in which personal decisions intersect with public visibility. In the end, Kevin Gates' love life in 2025 is far more than gossip. It is a lens through which we can examine human behavior, social norms, and the challenges and opportunities of navigating relationships under the intense gaze of the public eye.
A woman feels safe, like all the way from my physically, mentally, you become her daddy. That. I got you. Hey, hold on. You don't open no door. I'm gonna open the door for you. I'm gonna hold your hand. I'm gonna make sure you straight. I'm gonna pull your chair, push it back in. Yes, Lord. And when you're applying that, hey, when you're applying that real priggity, I'm talking about applying that real pressure. I'm talking about with that plaga, not that plagacito, that plaga. Yeah, man. That. She look like she 19. That shit. That means she gonna look young for a long time. And she ain't gonna do nothing but get fine and thicker. Yeah. All her hips steady spreading because I'm gripping them now.
Kevin Gates went off in a rant that had the internet divided. He started by snapping at critics, basically telling them to sit down and stop acting like they have any authority over his life. At first, he said, things might look fine but people always find a way to twist it into something negative. According to Gates, women aren't interested in a man who's washed up, and men naturally want someone younger. If anyone has a problem with that, he made it clear they can eat his dick, as he put it. He argued that younger women have more energy, more movement, and more excitement and like someone who feels used up, comparing it to not wanting to shop at a used car lot. He doubled down by saying younger women also tend to listen and have more sense than people assume. This tirade quickly stirred up emotions online, but Gates wasn't finished. He continued by claiming people just want to see him unhappy. He joked that his critics must want him to end up like the character Norbit Miserable and stuck with someone like Rasp. He laughed it off, saying the whole situation is more funny than offensive to him. Women across social media didn't find it nearly as amusing, and many responded with heavy criticism and frustration.
Don't want no old washed up ass man. What don't want a young hoe, man? Huh? You don't like it, eat my dick, man. Straight up. Yeah, man. The fuck? What? Want something that been, you heard me? Don't nobody go, man, nigga have emotion. We ain't going to the used car line, man. What the fuck? But see, that don't be nothing but that washed up shit on it, like, man, hey, yeah, damn near, yeah. Nigga good enough to be your daddy, yeah. Of course. Yeah, nigga, yeah. The fuck, got more sense than, hey, got sense enough to.
One woman didn't hold back, issuing a stark warning to the young woman involved in Kevin Gates' latest relationship. She needed to get out while she could. Her reasoning was blunt and unapologetic. Gates, in her words, was insane. The comment resonated with many online, sparking a heated conversation across social media platforms. This reaction is not surprising, given Gates' history of highly publicized relationships and the patterns fans have observed over the years. His romantic choices often combine high-profile attention, significant age differences, and complex dynamics that many perceive as emotionally charged, manipulative, or controlling. To this woman, the warning wasn't just about Gates' behavior, it was about patterns she saw repeating themselves, cautioning the younger woman not to fall into the same cycles that seemed to entangle his previous partners. The conversation quickly grew beyond this single cautionary comment. Numerous men also joined the discourse, sharing strong opinions that ranged from supportive to highly critical. Some defended Gates, arguing that, as an adult with autonomy, he has every right to pursue relationships that align with his personal preferences. They pointed to his success, charisma, and attractiveness as factors that naturally give him a broader range of options in the dating world. To these supporters, the woman's warning might have seemed exaggerated or overly judgmental, overlooking Gates' ability to navigate relationships as he sees fit. Others, however, were far less forgiving. These men analyzed the situation from multiple angles, questioning not only Gates' motivations but also the broader implications of his behavior. They dissected his history with former partners, noting the legal complications, divorces, and highly publicized breakups as evidence of patterns that might indicate emotional manipulation, narcissism, or controlling tendencies. For many, the concern wasn't merely gossip, it was a discussion about the ethics and morality of how Gates engages with women, particularly those who are younger or less experienced in navigating celebrity dynamics. This group of men shared perspectives that, while critical, were also informed by cultural understanding of dating, power dynamics, and relational patterns common in celebrity circles. Social media, of course, amplified every angle of the conversation. The warning from the initial woman became a jumping-off point for threads analyzing Gates' behavior in detail. Some users dissected his interactions, comparing his treatment of the current partner with patterns seen in his past relationships. Others engaged in spirited debates about age, preference, and personal responsibility, questioning whether younger women are particularly vulnerable to influence, or if Gates' behavior is simply a reflection of the freedom and agency he exercises as an adult. Across the platform, The tone ranged from humorous memes to serious commentary, illustrating the multifaceted ways people engage with celebrity news and how quickly online communities can turn a single, broader cultural conversation. Interestingly, the discussion revealed a mix of empathy and judgment. While the warning highlighted concern for the young woman's well-being, many commentators, men and women alike, used the situation to explore larger questions about relationships, boundaries, and personal choice. Why do certain patterns repeat in celebrity relationships? What does attraction to significantly younger partners indicate in terms of power dynamics? And importantly, what responsibility, if any, do public figures have toward the people they involve in highly visible relationships? These questions, though sparked by one woman's warning, quickly became a broader debate about ethics, attraction, and agency in modern relationships. Ultimately, this conversation underscores the complicated intersection between celebrity, public perception, and personal choice. One woman's warning that Gates is insane and that his current partner should leave us far from isolated. It tapped into collective observations, prior experiences, and a cultural understanding of how power and influence operate in high-profile romantic relationships. Meanwhile, the men weighing in, whether in defense or critique, added layers of perspective that deepened the discourse, turning what might have been a fleeting comment into a nuanced, multifaceted conversation about relationships, responsibility, and the ways society interprets the actions of public figures.
Well, that's just disrespectful to older women, because there are some older women who are way hotter than these tenderonis even have the capacity to achieve. I'm talking late 30s, 40s, 50s even. You would be...
I want to unpack this argument a bit because I actually see where the man is coming from. He's talking about women who aren't necessarily young, not just in their 20s, but women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, or even 60s. Many of these women can look amazing, sometimes even better than younger women. When Kevin Gates refers to a woman being washed up, he's not strictly talking about appearance. He's referring to someone who's ran through, and that concept isn't just sexual. For many men, it can also mean mentally or emotionally drained, someone who struggles to follow instructions, is unwilling to compromise, or carries habits that make a relationship more difficult. This idea ties back to an old saying, "You can't teach an old dog new tricks." It doesn't mean men or women are animals. It's just a way of expressing that some people may be less adaptable as they age. For some men, finding a partner who is receptive, flexible, and willing to grow with them is a priority, and they may feel that becomes harder with age. Unsurprisingly, this perspective has sparked debate, with many people taking sides, some agreeing with Gates, others strongly disagreeing.
Women are all worked up about this Kevin Gates situation. Kevin Gates basically said that no one wants an older woman now that he has a younger woman. And I see a lot of anger. I see a lot of people saying, I don't like him no more. Why though? That's his preference. See, it's okay for you guys to have a preference of a 7'9" man who's a trillionaire with a 19-inch eggplant. But Kevin Gates can't want a younger woman who's fertile, who can have children for him, who he's attracted to. She's in the...
Let's dive into the idea of Kevin Gates having a type. Preferences aren't unique to him. Women have them all the time. They judge men based on looks, financial status, or other qualities, and that's understandable. The difference is that Gates, at 39, is still considered attractive and has plenty of options. So when he says he doesn't want washed-up women, it sparks debate. Many women see it as unfair that men can openly state what they desire, while women criticize them for it. Some argue that younger women might not even be interested in older men, but the truth is, most men aren't fazed by that. As long as a woman is respectful, kind, and, well, plays along in the bedroom, men generally don't care about disinterest or age. Critics often claim women only chase older men for money, but many men recognize that reality and are fine with it provided mutual respect exists. When it comes to Gates, specifically, his preference for younger women fits into a broader pattern of male behavior, myself included. But there's something different about him. It seems like his approach and attitude carry a level of intensity or extremity that makes his choices stand out. And perhaps that's why people find it so controversial.
Kevin Gates, to me, is a true narcissist and a warlock. If you spiritual and you understand, you know what I mean. A lot of people don't understand that narcissistic personality disorder is really just a demonic possession. Most of the people who have narcissistic personality disorders are just, they have demonic energy. It's something evil and sadistic about them. That's why they do the...
Let's be real for a moment. Normally, I lean toward a man's perspective, but looking at Kevin Gates, I can't ignore what's clear. He's a narcissist, a liar, and a control freak. This pattern shows in his relationships, whether it's Drea Gates, Brittany Renner, or now this new woman. He seems to put women under his spell, and almost inevitably, within 6 to 12 months, he moves on to someone else. In this case, Gates is drawn to a younger woman, not just for the usual reasons. Some men prefer youth, like childbearing potential, but because he exerts control. He manipulates women's beliefs, their mentality, even their sense of self. The new woman seems to think she's different from his past partners, but a glance at Brittany Renner or Drea Gates would have shown the same pattern of manipulation. Gates even referred to his current partner as a young hoe, and she didn't react. He frames it as teaching or guiding them, using game passed down from his mother. But let's call it what it is: manipulation. Unfortunately, Gates is one of those men who leverages relationships with younger women to control and extract value, leaving older women, when they re-enter the dating market, damaged and wary. This cycle is exacerbated by young women who chase excitement, charisma, or high-energy lifestyles rather than stability. Gates presents himself as a teacher, a figure with all the answers, drawing women in until reality sets in. If he truly didn't like older women, he wouldn't need to insult them publicly. Yet he took unnecessary shots at women like Brittany Renner and Drea Gates, both of whom followed his rules and did what he wanted. The only reason things failed was his own inconsistency and failure to deliver on promises. Now he seeks younger partners, where he can maintain control, shifting from one persona to another: Muslim, pimp, teacher, whatever suits him. He's inconsistent, narcissistic, and fully aware of it. In short, Kevin Gates' behavior isn't just about preference, it's about control, manipulation, and ego, and that's why his actions spark such heated debate.